two. Fight. Final round. Fight. Akuma wins. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Final round. Fight. It's go time. two. Fight. Akuma wins. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Final round. Fight.
What's up? Okay.
Hey there.
Alright, so lobbies are ready to go. Bracket is looking nice. So Senza moves down, I'll move down, and then we can get this right started. Yeah, in the chat, if you could just let us know about our sound checks. That's why we do these commentary in top 16, just so you can sort out any technical issues. Alright, this should be the last match of top 16. We've got Ferris, who's been on stream for a while now, actually. Been lucky enough to keep winning through losers bracket, so keeps being streamed. We did a slightly lower turnout than usual. That's why we decided to stream all of losers round as well. One every losers round. And he's going up against a birdie.
Yeah, this guy's been watching it through the losers. This guy's Akuma is actually okay, but I really hope he knows this matchup. BID can do a lot of damage to a very low health Akuma.
And Lighting Wolf with the birdie. I say Lighting Wolf. I'm pretty sure he's actually Lightning Wolf in the Discord. He's just fatal error.
I really like that though. Or Lightning Wolf.
So we're just going to call him Lighting Wolf. What's just for the sake of lack of confusion here. Nice command grab over the fireball though. Starts it off not quite nicely, but fails to read. He's trying to play that neutral game, but Ferris jumping right over it. Of course, against Akuma, you're always going to have to watch out for any offense coming from the air. But I'm not sure if he knows this matchup too much. He's been caught out with a few with already a command grab over his fireball, and first fireball game not quite on point here. But he's got his V trigger up, combos into the Tatsu, and that should be him in the corner. He does corner himself with the cross up, but he does eventually manage to get enough damage to finish off the round. Usually we're not exactly too approving of throwing yourself into the corner, but if it does manage to get the kill, then by all means. So Ferro staying a healthy range from Lighting Wolf at the moment. Not too sure how much he knows in this matchup, but Lighting Wolf is gonna be trying to keep him out, I think. Having said that, he is jumping over his fireballs and throwing a few command grabs over his fireballs, as we've seen in the first round.
Ferris keeps getting away with these mid-screen tattoos.
Yeah, the tattoos.
Wonder if anyone might eventually get onto that and actually start punishing them.
Yeah, and we just saw Lighting Wolf just throw a command grab straight. You got to be aware of a certain distance from birdie, because some will try and test you, see if you're paying attention, and those are easily punishable before they actually land. So first, there's slight lack of matchup knowledge, as we suspected, but not doing too bad here. One round apiece for Ferris and Lighting Wolf, and obviously the winner of this goes through to top 8. So they are fighting for survival in this tournament here in losers bracket.
Ferris getting away with so many jumps.
Yeah, and again the cross-up jump and the tick throw again. He should have read that from the first though. But yeah, he managed to get 2 tick throws.
Finally, you punished the tattoo.
Finally got a punish from Lightning Wolf.
Oh, that is so much damage.
Both sides here, but with Akuma's low health, that's going to do a ton of damage, that super. And Ferris now on a life deficit against Lightning Wolf.
Ooh.
And Ferris getting away with too many jumps here. Lightning Wolf should be making liberal use of his crouching medium punch here, because that is a very good tool against cross-ups like the ones he's throwing. Quite obvious cross-up jump as well.
Again.
And Ferris again with the Tatsu in mid-screen.
Just a quick pro tip, guys. If you don't anti-air, Akuma will keep jumping at you. That will happen.
Yeah, and that goes for both sides really, because he's not catching those full screen command grabs. So if you don't punish them, then they're just going to keep doing it, because that's how this all works here. Ooh, and unfortunate spacing of the shore. You can manage just to get him punished, but not a full punish from Lightning Wolf. That could have been a lot more damage. And again, we've said this time and time before, Season 1 and Season 2. If you don't make full use of your full damage punishes, then that is going to be a lot of work for you to try and win those rounds.
Don't think we've seen a single dolphin dive yet from Lightning Wolf, or just
No, it doesn't
the
look
jump
like he's
line grab.
so far.
No.
He seems to be having success with just catching Ferris.
He's okay,
With these grabs.
just walking backwards and taking the pressure. I'd like to see a bit more proactive play from him, to be honest. That was nice.
Nice chain grab to get to beat the fireball. And that is usually a good counter to the air fireballs. If you can't go under, you can air to air them with a shallow neutral jump.
Use Padu saying use Bullhorn more. Is that the only advice you ever give any Verdi player, Padu? More Bullhorn.
Oh, unfortunate spacing of that command grab. Does get him punished with a throw though. That's the classic.
Ooh.
That's the classic. You don't know how to punish, so you're just going to throw them instead. Ooh, just unfortunate timing of that command grab. Almost beat the fireball, but just got caught out. It was just a little bit too far for that punish. And again, he jumps himself into the corner, but it does. So far, it has paid off every time, because he's just simply managed to catch him with a low into a combo. But I don't think it's going to be working every time if he keeps doing that corner, if he goes to go through. And Lightning Wolf is in a little bit of danger here, but
That's
death.
death. Oh,
that is much too late. And he had the chance to finish off the round there with that V-trigger into the super, but still has a bit of work to do. He is almost win this round, but he does get caught in that.
the YOLO demon flip. Just go for it.
He flipped into the throw. He had the chance to finish off that game and put them to 1-1 in this set, but looks like they're going for another round again.
Oh my god, the dirty opening tattoo.
And the Tatsu to open up the round. Ferris now one round away from making it into top 8. And remember, we are streaming all of top 8. This is just the preliminary top 16 stream.
Again, just these tattoos are gonna be the end of me. Getting away with them. Oh, get him that time.
While he's full screen, he's dangerously close to stun.
Oh, that was. I don't mind that, because he didn't want to stun.
Yeah, chose not to quick rise that time and made Lightning Wolf post his meter there. But it seems any combo could finish this. And Ferris now 1 or 2 hits away. Finally manages to catch that command grab from hitting him. I think he's managed to finally start paying attention after being hit by about 4 or 5 of those.
Finally, anti-airs off and missed the command grab.
Yeah, he
Luckily gets that cross jab.
He was in a shimmy situation there, but didn't make use of it. Lightning Wolf clearly whiffing that throw. And could have easily been punished, but a lack of awareness gets him punished. And that means Lightning Wolf takes it to 1-1 in this set. Just one more game to separate them from whoever makes top 8. First, beginning immediately with the immune flip, not with punished by Lightning Wolf.
Oh, that was nice.
And Ferris is going to try these fireballs, but he knows now, I think, that Lightning Wolf can command grab over those with that long reaching chain or the jump over.
Finally seeing some more anti-airs.
Yeah, that crouching medium punch, such a good tool for Birdie, defending from a lot of these cross-ups.
Nice.
But I think that's the first EXDP
Yeah.
we've seen so far on Wake Up. And that's a nice bit of damage there that he'll be getting, because he'll need the damage he can get.
That was
and he's
really
so close
nice.
to
So
stun, just needs
one hit.
little hit. And overhead could have done it because he was blocking low, but
I don't know why he backed
chose not
off
to go for
there.
it.
Ah,
He was very close to making that comeback because of the stun. He's just almost there.
that was just a
But again,
sequence
not
of
quite.
errors that the backing off into the air fireball wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, the
Tattoo
momentum
out of
was with him that
desperation.
time. And again, not paying attention, gets caught with that command grab. And first, not enough meter yet to threaten with any XDP yet on Wake Up. So Lightning Wolf pretty free to meter him on knockdown. And again,
Yeah,
nicely City, crouching medium punches. Pay attention to these anti-airs now. Kind of always a little bit risky against Akuma with his, but manages to get away with that one. And let's see if Ferris can do anything to stop Lightning Wolf from taking this set from 1-0 down to 2-1.
Oh, calling
And you saw
himself.
the mashing of the jabs there. Saw the mashing of the jabs there with those, and Lightning Wolf duly punishes him. So Lightning Wolf is the last one, should be, to make it through to this top 8. So that means our top 8 is complete, and we can start the top 8 stream.
It's go time.
I don't think those were hard reads, Power. I just think Lightning Wolf finally figured out that, oh, crouch medium punch is a really good anti-air, and Akuma can't jump at me anymore. And then he won. It's a lesson to be learned there, guys.
When you're anti-airs and then you win.
Yeah.
That's the part of the story.
Especially against Akuma, he hasn't got the health for it. And he needs, well, he doesn't need to jump in, but stubby normals, most Akumas are going to jump at you. But it was a good run by Ferris anyway, definitely. 3 losers, some good games there.
Yeah. Again, do let us know in the chat if the sound was all good for that round. Otherwise, we're all smooth going, then we'll move straight into top 8. Remember, this is week 3. This should be week 3, I think, because we've had a few back-to-backs because of postponements. But this is week 3
Yep.
of the Reddit Beginners and Intermediates, the Underdogs, duking it out this week in Season 2. And this should be week 3 of 12. And every champion of each tournament does get put into a final champions finals, and from there they get the chance to win a bunch of prizes, which are donated by our kind members over at the Discord.
Ooh, Nethstar is in top 8 as well. He hasn't been back for a while.
I'm back in Season 2.
Nethstar, you in chat, I don't know who you playing. Are you still playing Alex? I don't think we've seen an Alex in top 8 so far this season, so like,
So next
we
up
saw
in
a
this
lot
lobby,
of
we've got,
Alexes last
in this
season.
bracket. The first debate will be Jubka versus, I'm going to assume that's Black Ghost, because there's no way we're going to be pronouncing that name phonetically. So Black Ghost versus Jubka. And if you were here last week, you would recognize Jubka from top 8. And it looks like it could be a Nash mirror match here, so this could be interesting.
Oh
We
yeah.
did see Jubka. I think they were victorious Blue Mist in last week's top 8.
Yeah, Blue Mist was the Karen.
Yeah, had a pretty strong neutral game. Made liberal use of that forward heavy kick.
Oh, Blue Mist didn't make it back this week. I was looking forward to seeing his Karen again.
A lot of the regulars actually in these tournaments seem to have graduated to gold since the past week or two.
Yeah.
So but Penguin, you just need to move down.
Oh shit.
We'll start top 8 of week 3, season 2. And the first of them up is Jubka versus Black Ghost. Could be a mirror match on our hands here. Both level 39 Nashers. So expect liberal use of long limbs and sonic booms in this sort of match.
Oh, Nashmere. Gonna be exciting, this.
At least try not to be so
I'll
sarcastic.
sorry, I'll try and sound sincere next time. It's really hard.
Juka are up in the Halloween costume and Black Ghost, both dressed in a very suitable edgy black colour. And again, this is the first match in top 8, week 3. See how Juka and Black Ghost do in this mirror.
I really like it when they
know this matchup.
I really like it when they let us see the intros. I don't know why, just because the tournament it feels right.
Yeah, it's always nice to see. It's got that cinematic feel, doesn't it? But Zombie Nash Jubka immediately dominating, gets him in the corner and again crosses up into and puts himself in the corner. And you can see there he's just lost his pressure there. He had the chance to really mount the pressure on Black Ghost, but that's why we say it's not always a good idea to be jumping yourself into the corner. But it looks like he's not having a problem here. Does the V trigger and wake up to escape. He was going for the overhead here to finish off the round, not a bad idea. But Jubka finishing off that round very decisively, very quickly as well.
Round 2.
And we'll see if Black Ghost can do anything about that fairly relentless offense from Jubka. And again, he's falling for these cross-ups very easily here. We'll see if he jumps himself into the corner again. Quite a desperate move from Black Ghost, and does get punished fully by Jubka with the super. And it's barely been even 60 seconds probably in total, and Jubka's probably already almost won the first game in this set. See if Black Ghost can take it back any, but he has a long way to go. Nice anti-air for that moonsault. And just one hit away. Ooh. Nice whiff punish from Jubka, very well spaced.
Nash wins.
And Jubka taking that very decisively. Probably took him all up in about probably less than 90 seconds to win both of those rounds. So progressing through this set pretty quickly. Black Ghost really needs to do something to stop Jubka. Jubka going in immediately again. And he's going for those cross-ups again because he knows that Black Ghost is falling for them.
Close to stone.
Ooh, Black Ghost starting to take this. Jubka's losing his nerve a little bit. Now they've both sort of backed off, but it seems that Black Ghost is the more aggressive one in this round. Having said that, Jubka's just got another easy cross-up into a nice combo.
Oh, now we got another one. There.
Black Ghost really needs to watch those cross-ups. He needs to see which way he needs to block.
Oh,
and that cross-up lands up on the same side that time. Black Ghost again, not making use of those anti-airs.
Oh, drops his combo as well. Ah.
Yeah, much better attempt by Black Ghost in this game. Did take Jubka right to the end, but now he is still one round from being knocked into loser's bracket. Starting off immediately with a moonsault, not stopped by Jubka. And absorbs the sonic boom, and is allowed to dash for free into the crouching heavy bunch. Nice whiff punish from Jubka there, the crouching medium kick. And being allowed to moonsault a bit more freely now. And what Black Ghost is doing is he's being caught in between his normals, and at the start of the round he was allowing Jubka a lot of free dash-ins. But a fairly frantic round now. They're fairly even on life lead. Jubka now one simple combo away from death, but Black Ghost not doing too well either. And just one hit away.
Oh, I dropped it.
The round, and one simple light low manages to get the round for him just about. So he is still in this, but he's still got quite an uphill battle to go. Starting off with the forward heavy kick, and again being caught up with that cross up land on the same side this time. And again jumps himself into the corner. He is every time he's jumped into the corner so far,
Oh.
sort of reset it back into neutral, which I don't think is the best choice for him, but he does manage to get that full combo into super.
Oh,
Black
that's
Ghost,
it.
they
Oh
should
no,
seal
he
it, and
dropped the
just
tragedy assault.
just about misses hit, but he does manage to finish it off.
I
luckily
mean,
for him.
is there a reason that whiffed? Did he do the wrong strength? I'm actually not sure why that tragedy assault just whiffed. Unless he timed it poorly, but it looked instant. Anyway,
Yeah.
Joker moves on again to winners finals.
Yeah, Jubka threw again, and Black Ghost put up a nice effort, especially in that second game. Did better in the second game than the first game, but some things for him to work on in between now and that losers bracket set. He was falling for a lot of cross-ups and jump-ins, and something we say a lot is just a lot of anti-airs need to be worked on, basically. But for now, we will be staying in this winners bracket, and it will be Calaric versus Power 420.
Right, I've seen Power mouthing off in chat, so you better deliver now. Everyone shame Power if he loses.
Power should be repping the Ryu, the Senza Club of Ryu. And we'll see who will be facing off against Jubka in the winners finals. Should be a tough match, whoever does manage to get to winners finals, because Jubka won that last set pretty convincingly. And Black Ghost remains down to losers bracket to see who will be facing off between Nefstar and Graikan in that bracket. So Calaric repping the Ibuki, Ultra Silver Ibuki from Calaric.
I remember this was the Ibuki from last week, or was it the first week?
There wasn't a Ibuki last week.
I'm pretty sure it was this dude, 'cause I remember it was an Irish Ibuki. Did a lot of slides and a lot of grabs, that's all I remember.
Did an awful lot of slides, a lot of stuff.
It was the Saron tech, like, adapted for Ibuki.
It was a strong tech with an inferior slide.
Yeah. Inferior slide that's minus on hit. Don't use it, guys.
That we should be in this match shortly. Both made it in this lobby, and it should be the Ibuki versus Ryu matchup. Power, I think fairly recent member of the Discord. I think season 2 since Power joined, but been fairly active and been making his way up through the bronze ranks. So nice to see some bronzes in top 8, making some good progress in those battle lounges. And he'll be up against Calaric, the Ibuki, who may or may not have been from previous week. Winner of this, of course, goes through to face Jubka, Waits, the champion, in winners finals, champion of this match.
Oh man, Alison, why don't you use that Ibuki colour? That is a great Ibuki colour.
It's kind of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of colour.
Especially when he's Irish, you've got to go for the brightest green you can find.
But fairly cagey so far. Managed to land the combo immediately into that hop kick, forward heavy kick. And Power being allowed to jump a lot here, 2 jumps in a row. And another jump, cross up. And I think we already seen Calaric could probably polish up those anti-airs a little bit throughout this set.
Oh, nice. I thought heavy kick so good. So hard to punish as well.
And that does land him on the fireball. Just mistimed that EX kunai. And Power jumping an awful lot again. The thing is, he's being allowed to jump a lot. That's why.
Ibuki's got the back medium push. The stand heavy kick, that works too.
Yeah, that also works. So Kalarik winning that round fairly well there, with the exception of the lack of anti-airs. Power doing a lot of jumping in that round.
Nice, gets the forward heavy kick into the rider.
The whiff Shoryuken not really punished that much, and he did a double jab whiff into Shoryuken, which I'm not sure which is intentional.
Ooh, no target combo. Oh, he gets that one.
So he tries to go for the, I think that was the meaty hop kick. And he's got V-Trigger now. I'm not sure what he can do with it. Both of them sitting on full super. And the good anti-air.
Oh, that was nice. Kick. Missed the rider though.
Yeah, no anti-air there. Allowing power in. Or a bit of offense. Goes straight for the...
Wow, EX rider in neutral. Yeah. Alright.
Not sure that would have worked, but does manage to get that command dash and finishes off the throw anyway. So Kalarik proving themselves the better in this game. And we'll see what Power can do to make up the difference in the next game in this 1st-2. Remember, we are going 1st-2 all the way up to winners, losers, and grand finals, which will be 1st-3. Power backing up immediately, blasting them with the fire. And I think Power might be rethinking the strategy again. I think he wants to keep them out this time instead of relentlessly jumping forward. Got caught with one too many cross-counter anti-airs with that standing heavy kick.
If this is the same Ibuki, I really like it, how much he's improved. I'm going to go and double check, but this is much better. Oh no, he went for the slide, I take it back.
Oh, and that's a target combo. I don't think it's safe.
No!
Firepower. And the EX Kunai into the rider. Puts him in the corner, and this should be where Kalarik can out some real pressure, but Power waking up with the throw. And V-Trigger into Shoryuken there.
Was that?
Could have been punished a lot more.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. Kalarik nowhere near him. Oh no! Why is it? Why is it
the target combo?
The minute I give Kalarik praise, he starts doing the slide.
Power finishing off that last round, learning some tech from the Sensor School of Ryu with the target combo.
Nice dash on there, that neutral jump. Oh, that's desperation.
Super, and that does catch them though, so if it hits, it's a...
Yeah.
And playing a little bit of neutral here. Power backing off and trying to zone them out a little bit, but Kalarik, I think they were trying to jump over those with that hop kick. Gets him into the corner. Kalarik will be wanting to mount some pressure because Power on low life.
Doesn't get the explosion off the X Kunai, that would have been the game.
Another target combo, the double dash into the throw, but
again
by the EX Kunai and then allowed for the walk up throw.
Shut up, Sharp Blast, it's not the Penguin curse, it's not real. Kalarik's gonna win.
Could be a commentator's curse.
It's not. I don't want this to be a thing.
One too many Hadoukens from Power, fairly predictable, especially at that range. That's prime jumping range. And again, the medium punch into the target combo.
Oh no, it doesn't connect with that tattoo though.
That sweep definitely punishable, not punished by Kalarik at all.
Again,
does get the nice cross counter into the rider. Power responding with the EXDP. And Kalarik just poking Power out a little bit. Nicely sort of that V-trigger flash to catch them with the anti-air. Power was just a millimeter away from
I have no idea how he got away from that. Oh!
But nice anti-air to stop the jump in over the bomb. So nice work from Kalarik there. And that puts them through to face Jubka in winners finals. We'll be getting to that later on in this bracket. But for now, we will be going to losers finals. Not losers finals, sorry. Losers top 8. We'll be going with Lighting Wolf, who you would have seen if you tuned in a bit earlier before top 8, against Ricky. Ricky is actually, I believe in season 1, Ricky was actually a rookie, funnily enough. Because I actually remember playing them before, and it's nice to see them in top 8 because that basically means a lot of improvement from basically being completely new.
Yeah. Do you know what I think actually impressed me most about Clark there? He's an Ibuki player, didn't use a single bomb settle Not one. I don't think I've ever seen an Ibuki win a set without using V-Trigger set up to 1 point. So congrats to him.
Yeah, we had an Urian winner who didn't
use mirror, exactly.
We had an Akuma without a single Raging Demon.
We're gonna see a Rog next week. No V-Trigger.
No V-Trigger from the Rog. But next up we've got Lightning Wolf versus Ricky. Yeah, so as I was saying, Ricky was a rookie in season 1. I remember them playing with their rookie jury, and they were pretty much new, I think, if I remember the right one.
I'm gonna have to resist the urge to scream "Let's go, Ricky" at the top of my lungs. Chat can do it. If you want to spam "Let's go, Ricky," you're more than free to do that.
Yeah. Apologies if you're the completely different jury that I'm misremembering, but
oh yeah, we also had
the way that things go.
Ooh, Lightning Wolf is here.
So it should be a birdie versus jury matchup, which is not exactly something we see a lot. We do see a lot of birdies in EU though, so.
It's go time.
Caloric next week is gold, yes, and then the week after we're back to our normal scheduling of every other week.
Ricky is our Ricky, certainly is. For those of you just tuned in, or just tuning in recently, we are in losers round of 8. And this is week 3 of season 2. Week 3 of 12. And remember, those who do win do get contacted to get entry that are free into the Champions Finals, which will be, now that we've gone to a bi-weekly schedule, it should be quite a while from now. So I'd expect a lot of those to be moving up through those ranks actually before those finals. So Lightning Wolf, Penguin, if you just down, and Lightning Wolf will go against Ricky. Birdie versus Jury. Lightning Wolf with the unfortunate CFN naming error. Was actually supposed to be Lightning Wolf.
Yeah, I do believe this is the same jury that we saw last week or the week before.
But the winner of this will be going on to Face Power in the next round.
Let's do this.
By the way, chat, if the sounds are good, do let us know. If you're struggling to hear us, then we either move closer to our mics or you let us know so we can put those levels up. So here we go. Lighting Wolf, not Lightning Wolf, versus Ricky. And Lighting Wolf in home territory here. British player in a British stage playing a British character. Very patriotic.
Huh.
So kicking off the losers bracket in top 8, Lightning Wolf versus Ricky, and Ricky with a lot of what a lot of juries do, backing off, building those stocks, immediately builds that V skill, charges up that V skill. And both of them just trying to get a gorge of each other. And again, Lightning Wolf being caught by that full screen charged V skill. But Ricky's very hit and run so far. Just kind of trying those full screen V skills, which I'm thinking are getting a bit predictable. Lightning Wolf has been caught with 2 of them already so far.
Nice meeting.
Does trade on that occasion, but Ricky just slightly behind. Slightly cagey match because Ricky's going for the.
Oh no, drops.
Lightning Wolf is, well, he's supposed to be keeping them out, but Ricky's the one running away a lot of the time, it seems.
Yeah, that's getting very
punished with the command
now.
throw. I think that little trick is getting old. So Lightning Wolf going immediately for the command grab to punish. And
oh no, not safe.
That is safe, but I think they must
have
press
-2?
a button or something.
Probably.
Yeah, that is -2. They tried to press a button or something after. Try for the full screen command grab again, something that worked for them in the last round. Quite work out for them this time.
It's nice to see Ricky finally learned that he should be charging the fireball through hard first. And he is actually making use of his through hard charges this week, which was another thing he really wasn't doing much of at all.
Lightning Wolf with the anti-air jab. The thing about Lightning Wolf backing off like this is that he's just allowing Ricky to build up those charges for free, but manages to get that back throw, putting them into the corner. This should be a full cross counter combo, and he will land the super of that, and that's going to do a chunk of damage and put Lightning Wolf really close to winning this first game in this set. And Meaty's that command grab from the wake up, very nice.
Yeah.
That is a win for Lightning Wolf, the first win of this set. I think Ricky kind of struggled to get comfortable in that round. He was trying that sort of hit and run, but his full screen V skills, that gimmick, got old sort of within the first round. So I think he needs to work on his approach a little bit. And Lightning Wolf making the most of his damage a lot, especially that last cross counter, full punish, and Meaty to finish off that very last round. Does manage to catch that command grab with the V skill. Lightning Wolf going again for those command grabs. Those command grabs have been working out quite well for them so far. His opponent's not really been paying attention to catch those. And this should be a good jump in, but chooses to build the charge instead.
Not sure I agree with that.
Yeah,
Especially if you're going to build the medium charge.
It's not too wise to be throwing them out of the corner, but gets another throw, gets a stun. Very unusual offense, I have to say, but whatever does the job, so Ricky winning that first round in this second game. And both of them sitting on full super here, lots of resources to work with, and Lightning Wolf does start to make use of his banana, but haven't really seen him make much use of his can or his banana actually this set. Been relying on those command grabs from far out actually, which may not pay off for him too soon if Ricky gets wise to it. So that is safe, but that is a command grab to punish. And tries to go for the long range command grab again, not paying off for him. Nice crouching medium to use for the anti-air. And he's again with the command grabber now. I think Ricky just needs to hold up after he's done. Badly misspaced V skill.
Wasn't even charged.
And that should be the round for Lightning Wolf. Dead again. Another command grab catches him. He needs to really watch out when Birdie jumps into the air like that. And he's just leaving that banana there. He's just seeing how Ricky's going to approach him. Decides to jump over. And Lightning Wolf goes for the anti-air jab instead of the crouching punch. And Lightning Wolf finds himself in the corner again, but again with a command grab out. Ricky basically either needs to jump out of those or just stuff it with some sort of normal. But again, another command grab working out for him. Those command grabs landing a lot for him. Catches him with the chain, jumps over, and now just one hit away from losing this set.
Nice feature grab.
Yeah, he doesn't convert the feature grab.
That would have been so much damage.
Yeah, and then gets caught with the chain. It comes out very quickly, that. And catches Ricky, which nets him this set. That's he will be the first victor of the losers bracket in this top 8. And I believe he should be going through to face Power in the next round. But for now, we'll be going to Nestar and Grykan. That's, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Grykan.
Grykan was in last week's tournament as well, but I can't actually recall who he played.
Nestar was a regular in Season 1.
Yeah.
Took a bit of a break, but he's back now in Season 2. And he's clearly back with a bang because he's made top 8 in his first week back. And his first opponent on stream will be Grykan. The winner of this goes against Black Ghost, the person who lost in that Nash mirror you saw just earlier on in top 8. In that first match.
Unsure though who Nestar will be playing today. I have played him a couple of times in Season 2, seen a bit of Laura, a bit of the Alex. I would actually like to see Laura just because we know she's a bit better this season and we haven't seen any Lauras yet in EU, so bring it on, why not? Bit of top tier.
You know what, Penguin? I think that's the first time in season heard the words I would like to see.
I didn't say I wanted to see her win. I just said I wanted to see Laura.
So Nestar, he is repping the Alex in this battle round actually, so it could be an Alex. Grykan is a Rashid player by the looks of it. Grykan with that Ultra Silver, so could make gold any week now. Nestar again coming back from a bit of a break, but in straight into top 8, and they will be starting off, and it should be interesting to see who Nestar chooses against what I assume is Grykan.
Let's do this.
So it seems like Nestar is going with the Alex, and both of them repping a red themed. Should be a red themed fight, and should be fairly bloody to match that. Nestar going up against Grykan. This is the last game of this round, and this will be the last one in these this initial losers round in top 8.
Had a lot of the London stage today.
Yeah, you've had a lot of that, but not always a bad thing to be repping the English stage a lot. Grykan immediately with some crazy offense. I've seen a lot of light spinning and a lot of jump-ins, which Nestar is going to have to deal with Rashid. And Nestar going in with the EX dash, but Grykan again, Grykan with kind of a hit and run. When he is away from Nestar, he is at full screen. Kind of annoying, I'm assuming, for Nestar to deal with, but Nestar's going to have to try and corner him like he has now. Does manage to get a wall jump straight into the EX Eagle spike to get out of that corner. Does choose to spend that V-trigger, doesn't do anything for him, but does manage to get him close enough to just catch him with a light to finish off that round. Kind of crazy round for Nestar to deal with, but he's going to have to adjust and try and slow down the tempo a bit, because Grykan's going a bit crazy all over him with these,
he's trying to get these lights running mixers. I don't know if he's trying to cancel them and failing, or maybe he is just going for the full lights running mixer.
Yeah,
anyway,
a full punish there.
That's a big punish.
And that's a fair bit of damage, and he's still in the corner, but
I would have
find his way out.
Liked to see the command grab after the lariat there. If you're in the corner, the only thing he could have done was jump.
And the double jump over, jumping yourself into the corner and back out. It's completely unpredictable what it looks like. Kind of crazy, but Nestar's going to have to find a way to stop that. He did have the life lead, but he's just sacrificed a bit of life and put himself into the corner there. And responding with that EX dash in, EX elbow dash with
Oh,
the
that's
EX
unsafe.
spike. That is not safe. And the overhead puts him in danger of losing the round with one little hit. Rolls up to him and
The
just throws him.
classic.
The V-skill into the throw.
Rashid wins.
If you ever
And-
see Rashid back off to do a full screen fireball, just spam crouch jab, because he's definitely going to roll afterwards.
And Gaikan winning that first round fairly quickly. Fairly crazy pace. See if Neftar can slow down the tempo a bit and try and dictate the pace of this match. And does get a nice early life lead though. Nice use of the command grab. Gaikan dangerously close to stun, and this should do it for him. This could be a perfect if he can do enough damage.
This. Oh, he didn't know the
Ooh,
combo.
goes for the sweep. He wasn't sure what to do there. But he does get the perfect.
Gets it anyway.
So nicely done by Nefstar. He did slightly drop that at the last minute, but manages to make up for it with the throw to finish off the round. So Gaikan's going to want to fight back after immediately being perfected after winning the first game. A lot of jumps. I'm not sure if he's trying to sort of bait something out. I'm guessing he's trying to bait out an elbow dash. After that evil spike didn't quite work out for him. Jumps over, but he does get caught by Nefstar. Nefstar does actually like to, from what I remember, does like to default to that throw if you land near him. Which gets him caught a lot of the time, but not this time. Gaikan just casually runs up with a spinning mixer.
Oh,
into the
that was
throw.
nice.
But Nefstar is dangerous when he has the offense going. He does have full resources here, spends one to do an EX dash, has V trigger still, and crosses him up with the overhead. Does a little corpse up with the overhead and gets caught by the V trigger. And that should be full damage, and that should be the win for Nefstar. So well done by Nefstar. He was a bit more defensive there, and he just sort of kind of picked his moments. Especially that you saw just then, Gaikan just choosing that EX mixer, and Neftar just sort of he's experienced enough so far to know how to crush counter and just wait for his opportunity, and that's exactly what he did there. So Gaikan a little bit phased by that initial perfect, and the next game should decide who goes through in this top 8 bracket of losers. Again, defaulting to that throw as Gaikan lands near him, and that lariat Niti does land that crush counter.
I like this. Nefstar really chasing down Gaikan now, not allowing him to get away.
Having said that, I just saw two mixers whiff in a row
Yeah,
by Nefstar.
ignore that.
So he does have a good healthy life lead, and he's fairly free to just sit back and let Gaikan come to him and make mistakes. But that
You've got to remember to block though if you're going to invite them to come at you.
If you're going to invite them to block, actually defend.
Oh, no punish.
Is what he could be throwing around here if he's not careful.
No, what was that?
And they're both one hit away.
Oh
and he's
my
thrown
god,
the round straight
Nefstar!
away. He just threw that away because he
That was
defending
real.
himself properly and picking his moments like he was in the last game. Immediately goes for the stun gun, 2 eagle spikes in a row.
I think he's tilted after that round.
Yeah, he might be a little bit salty because he's not blocking those eagle spikes. And that should be a crush cannon, and that's
Oh.
a bit phased there because he's not crush cannoning what he was punishing fully before. And does miss that command grab after the V reversal.
That was a
He's
nice.
sitting on a lot of resources here. And Alex, I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure Alex players can tell me if that eagle spike is punishable by Alex when thrown like that. I assume it is though. Does punish that sweep a little bit with the.
Oh, that's. Oh, wow, that was lucky. Just clips him with the end of the elbow.
Tries to go for that stun gun, but.
Oh, that was too risky.
He's one hit away from being knocked out here. And nice use of the anti-air to catch that eagle spike, but it's definitely not enough.
I don't know.
And if you're one hit away, you have to be really careful when he just catches him with a little jab.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of going for the cross up in that situation, not when you're playing Alex. stand your ground.
So valiantly fought by both characters there, but Graikan comes out the victor, and he will be going to face Black Ghost. Nestar doing well to make it into top 8 in his very first week back, but that is sadly the end of the road for him. So Graikan going through, and we will be progressing, still staying in losers round for Power versus Lightning Wolf. Power's Ryu against Lightning Wolf's Birdie.
Nestar, you better come back and win it. That was disappointing.
Yeah, he threw away that second to last round.
Yeah. There was a moment where he could have just jabbed after and whiffed lights from the mixer, and instead there was nothing.
But still a good sort of back and forth.
Yeah, definitely.
Momentum in that set was especially that perfect from Nestar as soon as he lost. But I think he just lost a lot of composure after that round where he just threw it away. So in that very last round, he was dropping a lot of stuff, dropping some crush counters. But still good work to get into top 8. So staying in losers, Power against Lightning Wolf. And I'm seeing a lot of British players actually repping that flag and repping the London stage. And this will be moving on to the next round in losers. So far away from rounds now. And the winner of this set will be joining the winner of the next set to face off in a round to decide who goes into those losers finals to get back into the grand finals. Been some good matches here so far. Power against Light. Power did show that he was not afraid to jump in his previous matches, but I'm not sure if that will work against Lightning Wolf. But he's got some very effective anti-airs against that kind of thing. Expect to see a lot of usage of that crouching medium punch if Power does decide to go a bit trigger happy on the jumping. So Power against Lightning Wolf. Next round in this losers bracket in top 8. And we'll see how Power approaches this. Lightning Wolf most likely going to try and hand back and catch those fireballs with the grabs, I imagine. And we'll see if Power decides to approach or hand back. Does decide to hang back and throw fireballs. Both of them just sort of gauging the opponent. He got the read there, but wasn't close enough for that grab out of the air. And that's what I was talking about, the chain to beat the fireball. But he does land a successful jump in, puts him in the corner. He's under some real pressure now. Power smashing him with the cross up, but doesn't get the timing right to connect. Wasn't blocking there, and does manage to get caught out by Lightning Wolf, who resets the position to put Power back in the corner.
Lots of jumping from Power here at the minute. He's got to slow down a bit. Anti-air jab out of Lightning Wolf, why not?
Yeah. Anti-air jab is not dead yet, not by a long shot.
I don't even know why you'd ever go forward on Verdu, but
going immediately with the hard read, but it wasn't working there. because Power's once again, just like in the previous round, just hanging back, throwing those fireballs. He did get caught last time though, so he has to be a bit careful of those. The anti-air jab does does beat the cross-up attempt. And Power again, trying to figure out how to make his way in. So far his main way in has been through the jumping, but a lot of them have been stuff so far.
Ooh, that was nice. Again, slow down on your DPs.
Yeah, not so trigger happy in the DPs, and because he does get punished by a lot of damage there. And he is a few hits away.
Oh wow!
He tries a normal. Of course, that was
clearly didn't hear us.
Clearly didn't get the memo that that was not invincible. Didn't matter anyway because Lightning Wolf blocked it and punished accordingly. And again, hanging back, throwing those fireballs. I think he might be trying to bait out that command grab.
Oh no!
But does not land that super. And Lightning Wolf now not close enough to land that command grab. Mistimes that one to jump over the fireball.
Yeah,
that one is timed correctly though. He is in now.
These fireballs are always a very dangerous game against Reddy. All he needs to do is take a few steps forward and he'll be in range to punish.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the crouching medium punch, the blocking out that cross-up attempt. And again,
oh wow,
going with the anti-air, being his jump-ins. And he's going for the hard reads here, but it's not working out. He gets caught by the EX fireball. And both of them dangerous.
He went for the AA jab there, he got stuffed.
And dashes, he is allowed to dash in.
Yeah.
And throw that medium kick. And I think he'll be a little bit disappointed. He just sort of allowed him a free in there with that dash in with the low. And that will be Power who wins this first, the first game in this first of two. Immediately goes with the command grab, reads the double backdash from Power. Power jumps over the chain, smashes him with the target combo. Not quite max damage, but it will do for him. Not quite close enough to punish that fireball. Reads the fireball again, goes in for the command grab. And if he had made a read there, he could have got that, could have grabbed him out of the air with that chain, but Power is in now, and he's he's making liberal use of that target combo, again from the Senza fan club of you. He's got V-Trigger now, so going to be able to make more effective use of his fireball game, but that's a badly timed punch there from Lightning Wolf, and allowing Power to jump in and put pressure on. And again, crosses up Lightning Wolf. Does put himself into the corner, but it does finish off the round. And again, another jump in. And that one, Lightning Wolf getting a bit wise to his jump ins now. He was doing good job of anti-airing him in the last game in this set. Goes for the meaty dolphin dive. And that stun almost puts him at almost loses him the round, but does catch him with the EXDP. They do trade on the jabs, I think, and Lightning Wolf does take one back. Power still just one round away from winning this set. And Lightning Wolf immediately goes with the chain grab, but Power backing off again. And Power just being too predictable with his fireballs again, getting caught again. And again, being predictable with his chain after. He's done that quite a few times. But nice anti-air gets Power off him. He is sitting on a super now, so if he gets that V-trigger, he can convert into. And that you see that very generous hitbox of the crouching medium punch catches him off of the other side of him.
Again, he's defaulting back to that kind of predictable fireball game. Lucky not to get punished for it.
Predictable. He's using timing, which is time. If he had just sort of varied up by even a split second, it would have thrown him a lot more and saved him from getting command grab. He is still just a little bit of damage away from winning this set, regardless. Both of them doing a very good job of blocking each other, getting the occasional jab off, and Lightning does just get a normal throw. Despite Power's despite Power's attempts, Lightning Wolf does take it back to 1-1. He was very close to taking it, but Lightning Wolf does give himself another chance to make it in through this losers top 8 bracket. And we've seen quite a few habits here from both of them. We'll see if they're going to be a bit less predictable with what they're doing, because this is the last game, which will determine who goes through and who gets knocked out. Having said that, he's
going back to that. Please don't.
DP. That wasn't quite what I had in mind by changing out your play, but you can see he gets duly punished there, and he's on fairly low life here. Lightning Wolf with a good life lead, and he should be allowed to just sort of sit back and let Power hang himself on.
I was really hoping he was trying to bait that, and then he DP it.
Goes for the hard read, catches him out of the air to finish off the round. So nicely done from Lightning Wolf, nice finish, and he's just that one round away from taking this set. Power was up by quite a lot of the round, but he has thrown away some parts and got himself in a bit of trouble here.
Goes to that target combo again. Heavy kick whiffs.
Crouch as well. And is that going to work? Of course that's not going to work. That's not exactly the right thing to do there from that anti-air. And he's going for the taunt at full screen. Does get caught on grab. I think he deserved that, to be honest. If you're going to taunt like that. I don't think. With those sorts of options.
I don't think your plays been quite good enough to warrant the taunt.
I don't think you're in a good enough position to be doing that sort of stuff. But he does manage. You go for the target. Could have finished it off.
If he just gone for the regular medium punch, crouch head punch DP. That's why you shouldn't be using the target combo, guys. That heavy kick whiffs. Could have very easily just lost the entire game off that.
But he has given him the extra chance here. Now both of them one round away, despite some reckless play from Power in that previous round. But who knows? Maybe it worked. Maybe the BM tactics have worked. But Lightning Wolf reads that fireball, punishes it with the chain.
No, there's the DP.
Regular DP again, and he's not even hit confirmed. That's super bad mistake from Lightning Wolf. That could cost him the round actually if he's not smart. Another regular DP. He needs to stop throwing those DPs out of nowhere because they're not even invincible.
What?
Yeah, I can't even call them Ume Shoryus because they're not.
Yeah, just dash off. I'm gonna. Oh, what was that? Power.
Very scrappy last round there. Yeah. A lot of drop combos, a lot of, quite frankly, random stuff from the both of them. But Lightning Wolf does come out the victor eventually this round. So they did take each other both to the very edge there on several occasions. But Lightning Wolf that comes out the victor and moves on in this top 8 bracket. So congratulations to both, but for Power, that is the end for this tournament.
Winners finals next. I'm looking forward to this. Joker versus Kalaric.
I think we've got to get through Black Ghost and Greg.
Oh, we've got one more on losers. Didn't see that on there. Yeah.
Actually, what we are going to do is going to go Black Ghost versus Greg Can, and then we'll basically go through all of losers bracket.
Oh, we're going to do losers semis. Okay.
And then right back up to winners finals. Jupiter and Kalaric get a nice rest and prepare for the winners finals. But for now, it'll be Black Ghost. Black Ghost, who lost against Jupiter in fairly quick fashion in the winners bracket, does get the chance to try and move back up to that side of the bracket, but he will need to beat Grykan first. Grykan just about victorious against Nefstar, and Grykan would be the Rashid versus Black Ghost's Nash. Yeah, I think in that last round, the anti-airs were, as I suspected, they were really useful for Lightning Wolf, because Power was a little bit too trigger happy on both the jumps and the DPs, not even the EX DPs, the regular DP, which have no invincibility, but maybe needs to work on his approach. Power try to make use of something other than jumping, which usually is a sign of probably need to work on your neutral and Fritzy's game. Black Ghost against Gragan here. We'll be facing off in losers bracket, still in losers bracket, and not very far away at all from those finals 3 sets. And let's see if Black Ghost can redeem himself a little bit after that that loss to Jibka. This time Black Ghost repping the Halloween costume here. And remember, Grykan has a pretty relentless offense. And let's see if Black Ghost knows the matchup and can sort of see through a lot of the tricks that Grykan has been throwing. And the cross up not quite landing there, but does manage to get himself on the other side. And Grykan catch him with a mixer, that V trigger, putting him in the mix up. And he's got some, he's in the corner now, so he's got some chance to get his pressure up. Eventually escapes with that V trigger.
Ooh, wow.
That invincibility on that EX mixer, not boom. And actually would have landed him a lot of trouble if he actually had got boom. And yeah, he mistimed his meaties there.
Grykan seems to have a relentless offense, but can't seem to deal with offense all that well.
Yeah, very front-loaded player from what it looks like.
If he's not on the front foot, it's not going well for him.
Yeah, probably a reason why he's on the front foot. Yeah. He does a max strength light mixer there. Wasn't sure what that was meant to do, but goes for the V trigger. And of course, getting the speed from that hurricane. And lands that light spinning mixer into the throw. I think he tried to V trigger there, but got caught first frame.
Season 2.
Yeah, Season 2 demonstrated right there. But Black Ghost bringing it back. He does have a chance to win this first game here. Just one hit away, but does get caught by the V trigger. I think he tried to moonsault in, and he got caught by that tornado.
Final round. Fight.
So both of them won a piece in this first game. And Grykan immediately jumping all over the place, trying to land some eagle spikes. And Grykan has the chance to convert into super here if he wants. And he does manage to combo into that super. This will do a lot of damage, but it won't kill him. And he just needs to land 1 or 2 more hits, and he goes for immediately for the mashed mixer, the mashed light mixer, to finish off the round. Not exactly the most conventional approach, but it does win in the first game in this set, and Black Ghost is going to need to adjust in this top 8 and try and win his first game actually in top 8 so far.
Round 1. Fight.
So Black Ghost putting the jacket back on. Blue versus red in this game of this losers bracket set. And Black Ghost again getting caught by those stray hits, being converted into that spinning mixer from Grykan. Very close to stun here, but Black Ghost just being allowed a little bit of a reprieve and a little bit of a break in play. Does get him the chance to get that V trigger. Grykan tries to get himself out actually with a V reversal, responded in kind, and has walked himself in the corner here, but he's gone for the wall jump, which a lot of people don't seem to be don't seem to be punishing so far in this top 8 against Grykan. I think Nefstar was a bit phased by it as well.
No punish on the Eagle Strike either.
And there another few hits convert into that lightning spinning mixer that's been very effective for Grykan so far.
Did start off well for Black Ghost, but seems to just be crumbling a little bit here under the pressure.
Yeah, he was going for it a little bit more, but as soon as he sort of gets under pressure, it was the same against Jubka as well. It does seem to crumble a little bit. But he does have that V-trigger now, so if he isn't stunned, he'll get a chance to use it. But chooses to go for the V-reversal instead. Doesn't reduce his stun meter by too much because he is immediately caught by Grykan on his way back and gets caught by another Eagle Spike, and that would be Grykan with the second win, putting him through this losers into the next round. Black Ghost unfortunately not able to win a match against anyone in top 8, but still well done for making through to top 8 in the first place, and was only into the losers bracket just in the last round. So it will be Lightning Wolf against Grykan in the next round. So that will be Grykan staying in lobby again, and his Rashid will be going up against Lightning Wolf's Birdie. But a lot of pressure we see from Grykan, and this next match should be a case of just Grykan trying to open up Lightning Wolf, because I think Lightning Wolf's Birdie is going to be absorbing a lot of pressure in this next game. See if he can deal with those that relentless offense from Grykan's Birdie. See if he manages to deal with Eagle Spikes and spinning mixers. See if he knows what to punish in this matchup. So we're just the one set away now from starting those finals. The finals 3 sets, winners, losers and grand finals. And that should conclude the 3rd week in this season. Remember, this is the Reddit Beginners and Intermediate tournament. So if you're watching and you haven't, you've been thinking about entering a tournament, haven't managed to do so far, do feel free to join in. Our Discord link should be posted at some point in the chat, and from there you can go into our tournament schedules channel, and that will be all the tournaments you need there. We are also running a gold tournament, which should be next week, and then the week after that we're going back into our bi-weekly schedule for these beginners and intermediate tournaments. Remember, these are capped at 3,999 LP, so rookies, bronzes and silvers only. Let me just post this Discord link into the chat.
Let's do this.
And the link there, if anyone's thinking of joining, not even for tournaments, just for general chat and easy sets, easy to find sets against other dedicated players, and that should help you to level up, get you up to that gold and beyond sort of standard. So just one off from making those finals now in this set. Whoever wins this does go through to losers finals. Lighting Wolf against Grykan's Rashid. So see if Lighting Wolf can keep out that relentless offense that Grykan's been showing so far.
Okay, there we go. My mic just fell off my desk, but I'm back.
Back in time for just the last round before the final start. Catches immediately with the chain grab. And immediately gets Lightning Wolf into the corner. See if Light can absorb this pressure. Goes for the V reversal. But those chain grabs are a bit dangerous for Lightning Wolf considering how liberally Grykan's using those eagle spikes. Both of them just facing off against each other now. Grykan's not being too reckless is going in, but his lazy fireball there punished by that chain grab. But he does eventually manage to find his way in. Nice tech from Lighting Wolf. Maybe he has been watching so far what Grykan's been doing. He has been throwing a lot of those, throwing a lot after that light spinning mixer. And converts that mixer that didn't quite work out for him. Goes for the medium mixer, but eventually manages to catch him with the aerial eagle spike, the EX eagle spike. I think Lighting Wolf was trying to throw out a chain there. And that eagle spike not punished by Lighting Wolf.
It's not been punished by anyone today, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's really none of these have really been punished by anyone so far. Just indicative of a lack of matchup experience. Yeah. And again, that wall jump's not really been predictably read by anyone either. So a lot of people lacking a bit of matchup experience here. But Grykan just being allowed to do what he wants with Lightning Wolf in the corners, taking off a lot of damage so far. But he does jump himself into the corner there. We've seen that a lot so far. And it's not always the best option, but he has ended up resetting them to neutral and pushes him with that corner carry of the mixer into the other side of the stage. And again, that eagle spike. Just being allowed to do what he wants with Lighting Wolf at the moment, who I think needs to just take a little bit of time to settle and see what he's getting hit by, which is a lot of the time eagle spikes and spinning mixers, it seems like. But I think Lightning Wolf is being caught trying to throw command grabs and chains, and Grykan's just making too liberal use of that eagle spike, or being allowed to make liberal use of that eagle spike, and just catching Lighting Wolf a lot, which is allowing him in a lot of the time. And again, another eagle spike, finally punished with the sweep. He was trying to go for a command grab there, but got caught again with the eagle spike. Just needs to sit back sometimes. Now Grykan hang himself on that block, and he's finally figured out how to punish the eagle spike, just using that sweep. But Grykan responding in kind with a crush counter rather, sweep. And Grykan trying to use his meter to open up Lighting Wolf and his V-trigger defense from Lighting Wolf. He has spent a lot of time in the corner blocking, and he's going to have to spend even more of that trying to figure out how to punish Grykan accordingly with what he's doing, because not everything he's thrown at him so far has been by long shot. So Lighting Wolf just needs to watch what he's doing against Grykan. He did try to go for the hard read just now with the chain into the air. And the double KO there, he just whizzed past him. He tried to...
We've had a few of these in tournaments.
Yeah, I think he tried to jab him in reaction as soon as he passed through him with the EX Eagle Spike. And that makes him one round apiece, but for Grykan that just means he's just one round away from taking this set. Lightning Wolf just need to figure out how to stop Grykan from opening him up. And Grykan with that relentless offense again, pressuring him and ending with the light spinning mixer. And he went for the command grab there, was stuffed by the heavy kick, and again uses that V trigger for that mix up. Converts not quite maximum hit from the EX mixer, but Lighting Wolf dangerously close to losing the set here and being knocked out. And does go for that command grab again. It has worked for him in the past, having quite had a similar amount of success here in this set so far. Again, tried to go for that dive, but didn't work out. Tried to go for the throw after the reset. Nice tech from Gaikan.
Getting away with these eagle strikes.
Losing the set.
Again.
Did take quite a bit of block damage, but that should have been a crush counter to finish off that round, that might have thrown it away from him there. But does just manage to
I actually didn't know that goes through the well end. That's cool.
So that EX does go through that V trigger and just catches him. I think he just got a bit complacent there after throwing that V trigger. He thought he had that for free, but nice use of the EX chain there to just about take it to 1-0. So next winner of this game does make it through to losers finals. Lighting Wolf there, just bringing it back just by the skin of his teeth there. And the blocked chain, tried to punish it with the heavy kick, and both of them resetting back to neutral. Lighting Wolf is going to try and keep him out here, and Lighting Wolf immediately with the foot in the lead.
Oh wow!
Nice use of the anti-air. Finally, I think that's the jump off the wall, punish there.
Oh wow! The anti-air jab just straight into that command grab. Oh no!
Oh, I thought for a second that might get it. Yeah. But the start up not quite slow enough for Lighting Wolf to get that command grab off. And again, his chain get caught off by that eagle spike.
No punish on that spinning mixer either. Oh, just crouched out to finish.
Simple use of the crouching jabs. And now Lighting Wolf is the one with the advantage here. One round away from going into losers finals. And he is trying to use that V reversal to get Gaikan off him, but Gaikan still being allowed to continue his pressure. Lighting Wolf for now fairly content to sit in the corner, just trying to jump in. No crush counters from Lighting Wolf. Not too much damage off a punish of that.
Oh.
And see if he does anything about that V trigger. Tricky mix up from Gaikan. Lighting Wolf does take a fair bit of damage, both of them fairly even on health here, but Lighting Wolf still with the advantage of being one round away from winning.
Nice,
he's finally learned to jab. Yeah, he's finally learned to contest after that one hit away. Gaikan is being a lot more careful now than he was. He tried to go for the hard read and grab him out of the air, but still managed to get that jab off.
But these crouch jabs are great poke.
So Lighting Wolf with some nice adaptation did manage to stop a lot of what Gaikan was doing towards the end, and did just about enough to bring that set back and actually win it. And Lighting Wolf is the one who makes it through to losers finals. So Lighting Wolf will be awaiting the winner of Jubka and Kalarik, who will be up next. Gaikan, unfortunately, that is the end for him in this tournament. And it should be Jubka's Nash versus Kalarik's Ibuki coming right up in these winners finals. The winner of this goes through to the grand finals, and the loser will face Lighting Wolf, who awaits them in the losers bracket. So both of them just one set away. Remember, we're going first to 3. Going first to 3 here in these finals. And we'll see how Jubka will do against Kalarik. Both of them having a nice bit of rest in winners brackets while the losers duke it out down below. But both of them will be wanting to get the chance to win those grand finals and become week 3's champion of season. This will be the 3rd champion And like I said before, they are all entered into a Champions Finals right at the end of the tournament after the 12th week of the season. So still a fair way to go until the end of the season. But those Champions Finals always very exciting and a good standard of play, because a lot of them do tend to level up quite a lot in between now and the few months away until those Champions Finals.
So we are getting right back into it. So Joe Jubka was in Grand Finals in the last tournament. Made it as far as, I think he dropped into losers finals and was eliminated there.
Yeah.
So he is trying to see this week if he can get through to the Grand Finals and take the whole tournament.
Yeah, he will have one upped himself if he does win these winners. Did fall at this obstacle last week, but a week is a lot of time to improve. So let's see if he does against Kalaric in week 3. Kalaric again repping that Ninja Turtle color for Ibuki. And these are winners finals of week 3 of the Reddit Beginners and Intermediate tournament. First time we've actually made it onto this airfield stage. Kalaric immediately on the front foot here, not had a sliver of life taken off him so far, been on the front foot all of this round and just poking him out and being allowed to jump in a lot actually. Remember, if you remember Jubka's round against Black Ghost, Jubka was the one who was allowed to jump in, cross up, and he landed another one there actually. But he's got a harder time of it this time, as Kalaric is the one on the foot. And just a few hits away from winning this first round in this first to 3. Remember, we're going first to 3 in every set until the end. Again, another cross up being allowed in. Kalaric does need to watch those cross ups, remember to block the right way as Jubka goes over him. Now Kalaric just hanging back, blocking a lot of Jubka, who's being allowed to pressure him now, but Jubka managed to jump himself into the corner.
Oh, that was cheeky.
Command dashes himself out of the corner. Jubka responding with the V reversal, resetting them both to mid-screen. And I do recall Jubka did make liberal use of that forward heavy kick last, but seems like he's going for a different approach this time. Nice anti-air with the EXI. That's one dash in too many, and does get thrown by Kalaric. And the threat of the bomb is always there. I think Jubka being a bit cautious of that and just not watching for that throw. And Kalaric wins the first game in this first to 3 set. And that's a good head start to be making it into those grand finals.
Round 1.
Jubka putting on the jacket now, getting serious as
Wow.
he might have been just gorging up his opponent up there. That cheeky command dash again. Remember, those aren't quite safe, but they are not reacted to a lot of the time. And now the target combo into the rider. Nice use of the overhead to stuff Jubka's normal. And falling for that V-trigger mix up Kalaric. And Jubka converting a lot of damage off that.
Oh, missed the anti-air.
And now Jubka goes one combo
Whoa,
away.
that wasn't real at all.
And
Very
Kalaric,
unfortunate.
Kalaric finishing the last that round as he did last with a throw. Now Kalaric with a healthy lead here. And Jubka still has yet to win game yet. Kalaric almost just one round away from winning the second game in his first to 3. A slide there into the throw. Not quite real, but it did work. And Jubka with the full V-trigger has the opportunity to get the mix-up into the critical art. Kalaric just fends him off with the EXDP.
Goes that full target combo, but no punish. That was
There's
nice.
the conversion. Hit confirming that scythe into the super. And now both of them equal roughly amounts of health. But Kalaric still one round up. Jubka does have the chance to take it one-on-one now.
Oh,
Do it after this throw.
come on. Oh,
Nice use of
that was
V trigger to get
nice.
past that kunai.
No use of the EV trigger again from Clark.
No bomb setups yet. Who knows? Could be. This could be the round. And no anti-air there from Jubka. Could have used the actual medium punch. Well, no anti-air allows Kalark in. See how much damage they converted just off that. Again, his target combo not punished. Those target combos, I don't think have been punished at all so far this tournament. But nice V-trigger to extend the combo. Does a healthy amount of damage against Kalark. Ibuki, who doesn't have the greatest health in the game by any stretch. But now
There it is!
bomb combo here, but
Yay! It wasn't the
drops it.
best, but it was alright.
Drops the rider afterwards, but he did convert just about enough damage to be a threat to Jubka, one who is one hit away now. Ooh, could have just converted off that combo to finish, but I think he'll be disappointed that he dropped the combo there. He could have confirmed that into a scythe to finish off the round, I'm sure, but Kalark just managed to catch him with the kunai, and now Jubka's just about thrown away that round at the last and left quite an uphill battle here to try and get in this first 3 set. Starting off with the back fist from Jubka, and I think he's trying to use more of those pokes and that medium scythe as well to try and dominate that neutral. But Kalark being allowed to jump in again.
Oh, nice.
Nash has a lot of options when the opponents try to jump in at him, and Jubka's not making the most of them. And again, like I said before, he does like to make liberal use of that forward heavy kick, but none of them convert for him, and he is now dangerously close to losing rather this round in this what could be the last game for Jubka. And
No Cricklots. Oh, it
nice
doesn't
use
need
of the
it.
anti-air though. Nice use of the anti-air.
Yeah.
Nice choice of anti-air as well, because that just about managed to get the kill for him. Like I said, Nash has a lot of options, stuffing his opponent's jump.
Oh, that was a nice little dash. It doesn't get the full target combo.
Kalark has a full opportunity for a super here, but I'm feeling they're going to use that on EX, which might be a wiser use with such a large
Nice anti-air.
lead. But Jubka has the opportunity to convert a V-trigger mix-up into a super here, sitting on full resources, and does get a jump in, but doesn't time it right to get the follow-up.
Ooh.
And does manage to just about catch that scythe, and with that safe forward kick.
What's the punish?
It does actually manage to work out for him this time, but he is still on full meter. He's not using it.
One hit. Oh.
Yeah, just one hit, and Kalark still with the opportunity to win this set in this round here.
Oh,
And then EX scythe out
the
of
hard
nowhere.
hit on a jump.
I think he was trying a hard read there. Didn't quite work out. But again, Kalark is not stuffing these jump-ins from Jubka. Not that he's in any real danger of winning this set losing this set at the moment, but we've seen things been thrown away for worse. And Kalark again being allowed to jump in. No crouching medium punch or anything of the sort, but does manage to convert. Hit confirm the super from that medium combo. And Jubka's still not out of this yet. Still in with the chance, as he does take it to 2-1. So he does just need to win one more to take it even. And we've seen it happen before. We've seen 2-0s get turned into 3-2s. So you can't ever write off anyone at this.
Round 1. Fight.
Kalark immediately with the command jump into some offense, and again being allowed to jump. Jubka being allowed to jump over him. Command dashes straight up,
Again.
and another straight up. Didn't manage to convert that jab into a target combo, but Juka immediately with dangerous amount of health here. And remember, any game that Kalaric wins does win him the set, so can't really afford to be losing rounds at this stage, especially now. EX Kunai doesn't really manage to convert anything off it. Very long range EX Kunai.
Oh.
But with that lower life, you do have to watch out for those jabs, because anything can kill you at that stage. So now both of them playing some bit of neutral here, but as I said, that Kalaric immediately going in for the slide. And once again, Jubka sitting on a lot of resources. He's got that full free trigger now, so has the opportunity to get that mix up going or extend his combo. Nice use of that V skill to respond to that back fist. Being allowed to jump in again, no EXDP from Kalaric.
Again, the dash off straight to target. Oh, has he not got a mix up?
Not really got a setup for the bomb. Might be something to work on.
You shouldn't probably throw neutral bomb if you want to move it, but never mind.
Does manage to win himself the set though, despite the lack of the V-trigger setups. His offense was enough to overcome Jubka. So Jubka did manage to bring it back by one game, but Kalaric eventually managed to come out the victor. And Kalaric will be the one who moves into grand finals. Jubka does have to face another set here against Lighting Wolf. So could be a lot of work for Jubka still. Not out of this yet. So he does need to beat Lighting Wolf for the chance to get back into the grand finals and reset the bracket. But first he needs to overcome that birdie that Lighting Wolf should be bringing to these losers finals.
Do feel good about Jubka's chances in this one until Lightning Wolf. As long as he doesn't play a rather predictable fireball game, if he can just get in on top of Verdi.
Yeah, the thing is, from what we've seen so far from Jubka is that he does like to go for that cross-up jump a lot, and I'm not sure that's going to...
Yeah, Lighting Wolf didn't start off with the best anti-airs, seemed to just get more into it the more the tournament progressed.
Yeah, I think he was just settling into his game a little bit, but he has been fairly consistent with the anti-airs last few sets. Grykan was a bit of a crazy match, as a lot of been, but against Power especially, and that did neutralize a lot of Power's offense. So I wonder if Jubka's going to be backing off and trying the old zoning game, or if Jubka's going to be wanting to find himself his way in, depending on his style.
Does look like we've got both guys in the lobby.
And losers finals here will be against Jubka and Lighting Wolf. Nash against Birdie. Joker had just been knocked down, would be wanting to get a chance at those grand finals, resetting the bracket, and Lighting Wolf, a hard fought battle through the losers bracket, and he'll be wanting to make his way up. But as expected, Joker keeping the jacket on against Lighting Wolf. Losers finals of week 3 of the Reddit Beginners and Intermediates EU tournament. And we'll see how Joker, who you have just seen before, losing against Kalarix Ibuki, and if he can make his way back up, or if Lighting Wolf can try and make his way into grand finals.
Round 1. Fight.
So immediately going with the read of that fire, establishing that Jibka's not going to get those fireballs off for free. And it is always good for those early mind games that straight off the bat, because it just makes him so much more scared range.
That was nice.
So for the classic
Seen a lot of
fireball
that from
into the
Jubko,
V-trigger
but
mix-up.
it's really good.
The classic V-trigger makes up next and a lot of damage here with the life lead, and that does mean he does get to just sit back. Having said that, he did try to jump in. As I said, that crouch media punch always going to be very effective. That command grab, I'm not sure if he was trying to stuff that with a command grab, but it didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah.
Against that EX moonsault. And Joker was allowed to dash in there and just crouching a medium kick. Lighting Wolf just not proactive enough in his defense. Immediately going with another hard read straight off the bat from the round. The command grab. Crush counter. And I think there might be a little bit of lag there, jabbing in the air at the moment. But Jibko going for those moonsaults. Lighting Wolf still with a full bar of life, but Jibko with fairly large life deficit. And Lighting Wolf well placed to win the round here, as he is just sort of sitting back and allowing Jibko to try and make his way in. But he does make his way in and does get that V-trigger combo. But again, that now he's got the anti-lock jab going. And just manages to catch Jibko. Jibka's landing with that chain.
I was kind of saying to myself there, don't throw a fireball, don't do it. I was so certain he would get punished. Apparently there's a bit of lag.
Yeah, it seems like they're sort
It's unfortunate.
of jabbing a little bit, but they are going to continue. Lighting Wolf does manage to get back and settle into his game. He's had some consistent anti-airs so far with the jab and the crouching medium punch. Not stuffing out that moonsault, but still making a good job of defending himself against Jibka. And both of them just sort of crossing over each other. And just sort of trying to find a way in, each of them, from long range. I think there is a little bit of lag, so there might be a bit of difficulty in trying to find that way in, but punishing that attempt to lay down a banana with the very long range back fist. Just about whiffs the throw, and Lighting just manages to defend himself off with that jab.
Oh.
And again, another read of that fireball.
Yeah,
very good with these reads so far.
Lighting Wolf today has been really good at just punishing those fireballs. Been really quite good at it.
Although he has tried to go for another meaty command grab straight off from the first one, and I don't think that's actually tournament so far. But he does keep trying that, and eventually one of them might get through. But Lighting Wolf is the victor of this first game in this first of 3 losers finals set. So it does get that first initial head start to the grand finals of this tournament.
They are backing out. I wonder if they might switch to the grid just to try and reduce the lag.
And there was a little bit of lag, so might go to that training stage. But nice to see some good reads from actually in that last game. He says he didn't know what's happening a lot of the time. Maybe just going for those command grabs right off the bat. Kaskin, is there minimum rank on the Sunday 4 AM tournament? So that's the other Street Fighter Discord.
Yeah.
They're tournament over there, so there's no rank restriction there. So first round you're being shuffled against in the brackets. Who knows? You could go up against a rookie. You could go up against a diamond. So
I got Venom Tuesday once, and he fucking just absolutely destroyed me. It was unreal. It was fun though. If you get a diamond in your first match, it's actually quite fun.
Yeah, because a lot of these initial rounds, if you do feel that you're just completely outplayed and you just got the short straw in the draw of these brackets, at the very worst, it's basically a free replay for you against the high level players. So there's nothing really to lose here. It's not like they're charging entry fees for these tournaments. Nothing to lose apart from just a tiny bit of pride. But who needs that anyway, when you've got some good replays to analyze? Of course, if you're struggling to analyze those replays yourself, then do feel free to hop into the Discord. And I'm going to post that link again to the Discord in the chat in case you're interested. Tournaments here are set up by this Discord, so do feel free to pop in and submit your own replay. We actually do use something called Flow Feedback, which giving tips. It's basically a website which gives you the opportunity to give play-by-play notes on any specific parts of a replay. So we have been using that lately.
Yeah, it's so good for coaching.
Very good. It's got a nice auto pause feature where you can just jump to any part of the note, which takes you to sort of that corresponding part of play that they're referring to. So, so yeah, if you've got any replays from the tournament, this tournament that you'd like to show the coaches here, then please make use of the Discord that I've just posted in the chat.
What website is that? Bane. It's Flow Feedback is the name of the website.
For now, we are going to continue rather finals. Remember, Lighting Wolf was the victor of the last one. So they're just testing out the connection here, seeing if anything works out. But I think they're going to decide to go. I think they're just going to decide to
I don't
maybe
think it's any better. Bad looks on it.
I think they are going to have to play on if it's too terrible. But I think we might have another reset on our hands. Might be a case of changing host, but we'll see what's up with Lighting Wolf and Joker. So apologies for the delay, but this does happen in the nature of these sorts of tournaments. We're just going to check out what we're going to do with Lighting Wolf.
Joker's saying it's unplayable. Lighting Wolf saying it seems okay. Oh.
So just going to restart one more time. And I think we're just going to... Next time, I think they're just going to decide to play anyway. So one more restart and then we'll just go there. We'll just play on. It is unfortunate. The nature of these tournaments does lead to some tricky matches with lag, but yeah, Joker's just going to throw this round, and they are going to restart.
Round 2. Fight.
Seeing some of those max damage combos from Light. That should be a... this one doesn't count, by the way, obviously.
Yeah.
And we should be going into a restart Remember, Lightning Wolf 1 game up in this first of 3. And as soon as they restart, they should be just playing through this this next game regardless. Again, unfortunate, but that is just the nature of these tournaments, and that does happen. They do seem to have had completely fine connections so far in this tournament, so I don't think anyone's at fault in particular for this case here. It is just what happens in these tournaments. So we're going for a pretty prompt restart here. I think they're both going to go straight in, no character switches or anything, obviously. While we're waiting, actually, I will post. Someone was asking about that flow feedback website. I will post the link here in the chat. Do feel free to make use of that. If you have any replays, it does support you. Just put your YouTube replays in there, and do feel free to join that Discord link that was posted, that has been posted in the chat a few times, and just contact the coaches for any play-by-play feedback you want, or even just general code.
Yeah, you can check coaches' roles as well if there's a specific character maybe you want to learn. Got quite a few coaches playing quite a few different characters, so there should be someone in there to help.
But this is the restart of the losers finals. Remember, Lightning Wolf 1 game up in this first of 3, and they are just playing on regardless. It does seem like they're not having too many problems. We're seeing combos and links being used, so it seems to have fixed itself after the second restart. Trying to get back that life lead. If he does get a healthy life lead, that does mean he can sit back and wait for Joker to try and make his way in, because he does have those consistent anti-airs, and he is just keeping Joker on his toes with the occasional chain or the command grab from far out. That, however, is not nearly close enough to punish with the chain. Had a good idea with the command, but Joker not punishing on his way down. Ooh, nice use of the V trigger to bait out that chain. V trigger baiting out that chain, catches him on the other side, and finishes him off with a lot of damage to finish off that first round. Joker wanting to pull back a game after losing the first, after a couple resets. And immediately has the corner carry, is pressuring him all the way to the corner, is allowed to dash back and back forward again, continuing his pressure on Lightning Wolf. And you can see here, Joker is getting a bit wise to his to Lightning Wolf's command grabs. I don't think he'll be falling for too much of them anymore if they're throwing raw. But no anti-air again from Joker, something that Lightning Wolf has been a lot more consistent than him throughout this tournament so far. And he's also got a bit of spacing to work on Lightning Wolf, because a lot of his chains so far have been just a little bit too far. Some of them actually throwing full screen to try and punish those booms.
He's getting very lucky with these fireballs, just managing to jump away before the command grab connects. Oh, nice confirm. That should be it.
Luckily for him, his timing is just about enough to...
Oh, just.
And that super does manage to kill Lightning Wolf on the very last hit. So nice work from Joker, avoiding those command grabs, keeping himself fairly unpredictable with his response after his booms. Something that he's been doing so far is, I think he's trying to bait out those command grabs, neutral jumping and punishing.
Round 1.
So
Fight.
Joker taking the jacket off now that they're one game apiece in the losers finals. And again, Lightning Wolf with the anti-airs, making use of that jab this time. And again, still too far out to be punishing those booms with the chain. But now it looks like Lightning Wolf is in a position.
Oh wow!
The interesting interaction there between Lightning Wolf throwing his command grab, but Joker throwing his own, trying to steal that meter from Lightning Wolf. And Lightning Wolf going to a fairly patient approach here, sitting back and blocking or jumping over those booms, just trying to bait Jibka into doing something other than throw booms. And again, much too far to be throwing that chain out, and he seems to be a bit stuck when it comes to stuffing the fireball game from Jibka. And Jibka's happy to just bait Lightning Wolf into doing something, and he did just there, but he didn't make the full use of the cross counter. I don't think he was expecting that cross counter. Jibka, Lightning Wolf rather, is going to have to be a little bit more reckless than he was there with the command grab. But Jibka does manage to catch him with a stray medium, which he does convert to a full scythe combo.
Round 2. Fight.
So nice patience from both of them. Lightning Wolf a little bit more impatient than Jibka has been, and he has been getting caught out. Both of them with full super and the opportunity to convert into a lot of damage. And now Jibka's just ranging himself out from that chain grab, which only leaves Lightning Wolf with one option, which is the other command grab, jumping over that fireball.
Oh, dash up
Jumped
into
to
the
dash in, got a little bit impatient, tried to dash in, was caught, and you can't try and jump in on Lightning Wolf like that.
Gets out with the reversal.
Yeah, just about gets out of the corner, but he has lost a lot of life here.
Doesn't spend the meter.
No confirm there from Jibka.
Ooh,
Not sure if he's
didn't
saving
get
it for a kill.
dropped the
Can kill
combo
with
there.
a super from here if he does manage to convert.
I don't know what that
Not a
back
very
head
well
punch.
spaced, yeah, not a very well spaced back fist. But Lightning Wolf with the V trigger,
Oh, wow.
going with a hard read with a second command grab, not working out for him, but not punished either.
I think Jules were too scared to throw a 5-ball at the minute. Oh,
Yeah.
the AA jab.
Something he could have done in response to that command grab is that V trigger, staying on the same side and punishing with the super. That would have easily finished off the round for Jibka. But I'm not sure if he's not paying attention to his resources or just not concentrating enough to punish those command grabs. The thing is that he's back.
Oh, he dropped the combo. Whoa, okay, still
punished
hit.
that jab. Goes for the read on that super. And takes off an awful lot of damage from Lightning Wolf.
Is he gonna get to perfect?
And now Lightning Wolf is allowed to dash in for free.
I really like that he went for the overhead there. He was just a bit too far away for it to
Just a
connect.
little bit too far. That would have connected. That would have hit if it. And Jibka is allowed to just sit back and wait for Lightning Wolf to come to him, because he is on the magic pixel, and it will be a lot for Lightning Wolf to come back from this.
Nice.
And just mistimes his command grab there, does get caught by the late fireball,
Nash wins.
the late boom rather. So Jibka, fairly slow matches here because both of them fairly patient players trying to get in on each other, sit back otherwise, but Jibka is up. That will be two games to 1, because remember Lightning Wolf winning that very first game before the restarts. Jibka is allowed to jump in here, but didn't convert into a scythe. Does manage to get a cross count off the back fist though. Another one, he does need to work on his hit confirms a little bit, because it's a second confirm that he's missed, but he does get the stun. Places him very well to win this round. And he has got Jibka in the corner here. Just spaces him out of the chain. And a nice use of the backdash, just keeping himself out of range of that chain, trying to, I think Jibka, Lightning Wolf rather, trying to punish some sort of boom out from Jibka. Lightning Wolf going for the hard read again, trying to grab to work out. I don't think he's actually jumped at the start of the round yet, so that was a very bold read. And Lightning Wolf with the crush counter, not really capitalizing off it too much. And not stuffing that moonsault coming out from full screen. Had plenty of time to stuff that. And again, Lightning Wolf converting this time into the scythe, into the super, so he's going to be a lot of damage here. And he is just a combo or two away from winning this set. And taking it 3-1. And he just needs a few more hits. One more hit now will do. And that, if he had anti-aired that, that would have been it. But he does go for...
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
And you've missed...
The pizza guy came, it was really bad timing.
The Jubka does manage to win the set 3-1
Right.
after Lightning Wolf take.
I'm really happy for Jubka there because he seemed to be a bit shaken up after that first game. After the break though, just came back really composed. Just took that fairly easily. Yeah,
Jubka, I think he just sort of slowed himself down and just sort of kept to a zoning game and baiting out a lot of what Lightning Wolf were trying to do, which is punishing with chains or command grabs. As soon as he learnt to space himself out of those chain grabs, then I think he realized Lightning Wolf only really had one option if he wanted to beat those fireballs, and he always had a response ready for that. So so nice use of spacing and baiting out from Jubka.
What is
and
cool
Jubka does make it into the grand finals now.
Yeah, we're gonna get the run back.
He gets the run back, and he is making it further than he did last week, which is always nice to see. And these are the grand finals between Alaric and Jubka, and this will be the run back from winners finals. So Jubka and Alaric should be fairly familiar with each other now, as they've had a whole set to prepare for this.
And everyone knows this is a double elimination tournament, guys, so Jubka is coming up from loser's bracket, which means he will need to take 2 best of 5 sets to win the title. Was 3-1 earlier in winners finals, so it's a big ask.
But it is usually a fairly different set after they've had an initial set against each other. So we'll see if Jubka's managed to adjust his play like he did against Lightning Wolf set in the losers finals. But this is the grand finals for week 3 of the Reddit beginners and intermediates tournaments. Do stick around after this. We'll be posting more info for Discord in terms of tournaments and other fun stuff. But for now, he's chosen Birdie, it seems, against Alaric.
Wait, Jubka? Wait, what? What?
He does have a Birdie apparently, and he is. I think you saw it wasn't having it.
Okay. Let's see
if his Birdie will work. Remember, if the loser of any games in this tournament does get the opportunity to switch their character, so if he doesn't have any success against Alaric with his Birdie, he does have the option to go for Nash or even go for another character. So
at the very least, I'd prefer him to start with the new character as opposed to changing midway through the set.
Yeah, especially now that we've gone to the first of 3 format, he does have plenty of time to switch if he needs to. But Jubka with his Bison Birdie costume does actually have the life lead here.
Bombs helps? Not really.
No, doesn't manage to catch him off that bomb.
I will never stop believing.
Does need to work on that post bomb setup, but doesn't need it because he does finish off the round against Jubka. But he does seem to be having a bit more success actually than last time, because Alaric was taking those rounds fairly quickly in the last set in between these two in the winners finals. But again, manages to land that target combo, gets the guaranteed meaty after the dash up. And Jubka, I think he's just trying to keep him out with normals here, but Alaric's Ibuki usually at the best of times fairly hard to keep out.
Bit of skip there, but apparently he landed the critical art.
Does manage to get that bullet into the critical art, landing Alaric very dangerously close to death.
Oh, tries to mix him up, but not close enough for the target combo.
And it'll be 1 or 2 hits should finish off Kalaric.
Ooh.
And just 1 jab away from
Ooh, missed the
winning this
anti-air,
round.
but
Goes for the throw instead as Kalaric lands just next to him.
Final round. Fight.
Immediately going for the command dash straight from the
Jesus.
get-go. Didn't think that would work, but it did. And Kalaric sitting on a lot of resources here. Able to use a lot of EX or the super if he so wants. Nice cross up by Jubka. And Kalaric dangerously close to that corner. Goes immediately for the super. Wastes a bunch of meter that he could have used to take back this round. And Jubka putting a lot more of a fight than he did in the last. Using his birdie. So just sort of awkwardly keep out Kalaric, getting him with the stray hit. And those do add up, as you can see. A lot of those hits just getting through, whittling down Kalaric's health. And like I've said before, Ibuki's health, not great, but Ibuki was did manage to glide over that V-trigger. I think that was a V-trigger anti-air attempt. Smart use of the glide, but does eventually concede the round to Jubka's birdie. So I think Jubka's birdie having a bit more success actually than they did in winners finals Nash. So Jubka getting a bit of a start here. Remember, he does need to reset the bracket, so he does need to win both of these sets if he is to get through to win this tournament. But that is a good start from him, proving himself a very awkward opponent for Kalaric so far, with these long-ranging pokes, straight hits, as I said, adding up against Kalaric's low health. Command grab again, just Kalaric not on his toes, and he does get stunned, and this will be the round for Jubka, I imagine. And the command grab just finishing off, building that meter as well for Jubka. Nicely done in that round. Does win it very convincingly, and that's a good sign for him, because he does have a lot of games to win, because he has to reset the bracket. Does walk into the crush counter there, doesn't react to the command dash, but at the same time Kalaric is not wise to those command grabs yet. We'll see later on in this set if he does manage to win, if he does manage to stuff those command grabs, but Jubka now well placed to get that second game off of Kalaric. And gliding over, not sure if that was the best option, does glide himself, Kalaric gliding himself into the corner. And those command grabs do a lot of damage against low health characters. No anti-air from Kalaric.
Oh, that's it.
That confirmed into super. Will finish off the round. And he is well placed here to get a reset of this bracket.
I feel quite sorry.
Super.
Quite sorry for Kalaric. He did say in chat, "Oh, I'm glad Jubka made it because now I don't have to fight him Verdi." I have to wonder if Jubka was reading chat and he was like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah, maybe he was like, "Really? Turns out I do have a birdie," and he is having a lot more success than he did with Nash. So bring out the birdie, and not again bringing out the command dash right away, getting caught. Jubka not paying attention at the beginning of those rounds, and no crush counter off that drop VP. And the target combo, command dashes afterwards to try and get the meaty. But Jubka blocking to get out of that string of offense from Kalaric. The double command dash not doing much for him though. And Jubka does try to go for the read there to bring him out of the air, but Birdie very dangerous in his V-trigger. Fires of EX Warhead straight from full screen. Almost got that cross up, but was just about enough. Nice read from Jubka, grabs Kalaric out of the air, tries another one. But Kalaric not close enough to convert the rider off of that EX Kunai, but still manages to close off the round regardless. So Joker's wanting to win this game and reset the bracket. Kalaric finally managed to dodge a command grab. And putting off a good string of offense here. Easily getting a stun off Joker. Doesn't convert a maximum amount of damage, and does jump himself into the corner. Not a great decision from Joker to throw them back out of the corner. Could have put a good string of offense against Kalaric, but again with the EX Bullhead after the V-Trigger, does really need to watch out for those full screen options from Joker. Nice anti-air with the standing heavy kick, just poking Joker out of the air, and the hop kick doing very well for Kalaric, getting the cross counter and taking one back. So Kalaric just taking it back a little bit here. Joker is going to want to be resetting this bracket as soon as possible, so he can have an overly large volume of work to do in the next set, where he's going to be wanting to win that tournament. But both of them staying a bit patient at the A foot. No hard reads as of yet. Again, that standing heavy kick working out very well for him as an end.
Getting a bit more into this now, Clark. It's nice to see him not just going down completely without a fight.
Yeah, I think he's starting to get a bit wise to Joker's tricks now. Some of those command grabs from well away. And does get the cross counter. No conversion off that. They do both have V-Trigger now, so both do have the opportunity to really turn this around in one combo. And again, that EX Bullhead should really be watching that, especially when Joker goes into that V-Trigger. And we'll see if he goes for the command grab. Almost. Kalaric just about catches him with the kunai. And Kalaric is one round away from taking it back even. If he does, then Joker still has quite a lot of work to do, resetting the bracket and winning the next set. Nice anti-air there. Got the medium there from Joker this time. And they do playing in a bit of neutral initially, but Kalaric bypassing it with the command jump. And again, Kalaric just trying to jump over those pokes. Not respecting the neutral as much as Joker is, who was trying to use his mediums to try and get those pokes off, but he's converted a lot of damage here.
Yeah, that's huge.
Confirming that super.
Gives him the slight life lead. Oh, the
immediately with the command grab. Just needs one or two more hits to finish off the round against Kalaric. Will we see another EX Bullhead again? No, he decides to... Well, he couldn't even have used the Bullhead in the first place, but does manage to get the anti-air. If you're sitting on that little amount of life, you can't be jumping in on birdie. And that's thrown away at the very end from Kalaric. So Joker with one round left to go to reset the bracket. Kalaric one round away from taking it back even. So overhead by Kalaric, no combo to link from that. And those command grabs do threatening a lot of damage against a character like Ibuki. And will we see an EX Bullhead? We are going to see an EX Bullhead.
And another EX Bullhead.
Very
That's the
use of those.
Hadu school of Verdi, if anyone doesn't know, by the way.
It's the classic Bullhead into Bullhead. But they did manage to convert a fair amount of damage off though. And Kalaric is going to be disappointed because he did finish off that round. He did lose that round with full, but wasn't able to use any of those resources though. And this is a reset bracket. I think this is the first reset and we'll be going for another set between Joker and Kalaric. So nice work by Joker, resetting the bracket, our first reset of the season. And I think that that birdie pick was definitely the right decision there. Having much more success than he was with his Nash against Kalaric Ibuki. Kalaric just not ready for the birdie pick, as he's saying. not knowing the matchup at all, not knowing how to deal with a lot of Birdie's stuff.
Let's do this.
So we've got reset on our hands here. Jubka winning the first set between these two. Kelarik going in for the run back, and the winner of this set is definitively the champion for this week 3 of season 2. And it seems like there's no connection issues, no issues whatsoever, apart from, well, Kelarik, for him losing the first set, definitely an issue for him, and he does need to make those adjustments to try and prevent himself from losing 2 sets in a row against Jubka after taking that very first set when they did meet for the first time in this tournament. Winners finals. Goes for the cross up into the overhead. Nice choice from there from Jubka. And just gets the V reversal off to take him to get Kelarik off him. Would be nice for him to use a bit more of those, because he is just sort of sitting back and blocking a lot of Kelarik's offense, which is getting him killed some of the time. Nicely with the back throw, and switches their positions, but command dashes straight out from Kelarik. Bit of a trade there with the EX kunai, and now both of them dangerously close to death. And a few mash jabs there from Kelarik, still just out of range.
Just gets him with the kunai.
He did try to anti-air there, but always tricky to try and anti-air. Buki does have the option of an air kunai. Sort of slightly similar situation to Akuma there, trying to anti-air both of those characters. Always is kind of a tricky situation, but Jubka here just taking their life lead, their health back to even with those. Not really defending himself as well as he did in the previous round, but wakes up with the crouching heavy. And V trigger, got to be watching out for that EX bullhead, which could come out. And there we've got the EX bullhead. Does still manage to land that second part of the bullhead. Not quite as much damage as he would have liked. Another bullhead there converted off of the medium. And that jab does do a lot of damage and has a lot of range for how quick it is. And does just manage to finish off the round low there. And one apiece in this first game, this very last set between these two, last set of the tournament here to decide the champion for this week of the season. And nice use of the overhead mixing up with the command grab. Kelarik just resetting their stun with the V reversal, getting them out of the corner, resetting back to that mid screen. And that is not safe, that EX Rider attempt. Waking up with the EX Rider, very unusual move from Kelarik, and not punished at all. And Jubka has the opportunity to chip here with the super, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Going straight with the bullhead into the chip. Very nice choice.
Very much like that.
Nice move there from Jubka. Nice awareness of his meter, having full meter, knowing that he can chip, and was aware that it was the last round, was able to win that first game in this very last set between these two, the grand finals. But this is a reset bracket. Jubka did win the last set to reset, and he's going to be wanting to carry on his momentum, win this one to get that champion role for this week. That target combo not safe. I believe something like -5 and block. Not punished by Jubka though. And Jubka close to stun, but Kelarik just backing off, allowing Jubka a bit of breathing space. Not sure how wise that position is when someone is that close to stun, but Jubka not much life at all. And he is going to have to watch against those EX bullheads now that Jubka is in V-trigger, and there we've seen one. Not sure if he knows how safe that is. He was trying to punish that EX Void with the throw, not working out, but does catch him with a low regardless. And Kalaric winning this first round of this second game between these two. First of 3 grand finals. And again with the cross up, Birdie has a very good cross up. A very generous hitbox there. And again, command dashes up.
Seeing Kalaric do that so much.
Target combo. EXDP not really punished, going for the overhead instead. But Kalaric now fairly close to death, 1 combo away I'd say.
Ooh.
1 command grab away, almost gets that dive. Kalaric stuffing him out.
Now he doesn't know. Yeah, that's as much as he knows.
No post bomb setups there.
Oh.
After the V trigger, and does get caught with EX ball.
And
we've seen a lot of those land from Joker. You should be watching out for the EX ball heads every time Joker has thrown them from after the V trigger.
Yeah.
Keeps falling for those. They do come out fairly quickly, but you do have to be on your toes for when that comes out. And immediately goes for the meaty command grab after the knockdown. Nice use of the overhead, not much after it. Kalaric just 1 hit away from stun, and this should be the round if he can convert. Doesn't do enough damage to convert, but does the double overhead. The last one just catch.
Very quick round that.
Very bold move with the double overhead, but very easily finished off as Jubka did manage to get that stun. A low stun character, Ibuki, so do you have to watch out that they aren't getting caught by too many buttons. And not exactly a wise choice from Kalaric there. Did decide to jump in at Jubka when he was very high stun.
Oh wow,
Bit of trouble there. Command grab right off the bat. I think he's feeling himself now. 2 wins up in his last set. Resetting the bracket after losing a set to Kalaric of all. But Kalaric's not going to go down without a fight. He immediately gets a stun off from the first, converting a ton of damage off of Jubka. And Jubka getting himself a bit of breathing space after losing over half of his life there. And no anti-air there from Jubka. I think he's going to be wary of that kunai after one of those rounds, losing out against Kalaric's kunai. From the air, no punish off that whiff DP there. That could be fatal for Jubka. And not reading that command dash. Not many people reacting to that so far.
The command dash straight up into your face into target combo. Not even behind. Oh my god! And he gets away with it again.
Command dash right again, and he's doing it again because it's being punished. Not being punished by a lot of people actually. No. That's why he's being allowed to command dash straight off the bat as the round starts. And Kalaric is taking much more offensive role in this.
Big damage.
And this is going to be a lot of damage against Ibuki here. And again, a command grab, meaty command grab off the knockdown. And another command grab attempt, but Kalaric just managing to move out of the way of that one. Nice use of the crouching medium punch to catch the attempted jump over from Kalaric. And just 1 hit will do, and just gets jabbed out. As I think he might have tried a jump in or an air kunai of some sort. Did try and jump in on him anyway, regardless. But Joker just 1 round away from winning this tournament after resetting the bracket here. So many rounds being won here by Joker. See if he can win one last run, or if Kalaric can bring it back to 2-1. But Kalaric has been much more aggressive in this game. Because he is in danger of losing this entire tournament after losing and resetting the bracket. Jubka now just a few hits away, and he gets a dive, and that wins him the tournament. After that tournament point, wins him that second first of 3 set after resetting the bracket. So Jubka is the victor here.
Nice, very, very nice.
Very nicely done from Jubka. Some nice reads, some nice use of that command grab after the knockdown.
The character switch.
Just not ready for the birdie. Not ready for the birdie at all.
Genius. The character switch is always risky, but I do love it when it pays off as well as it did there.
Yeah, paid off very well for Jubka. Clearly knew his birdie as well as Nash possibly even better after that performance. So who knows? Maybe he was going in with the secondary entry strat, and then going into birdie when his Nash didn't work out. So some very good matches actually.
Yeah, that was actually, there were quite a few good ones.
Yeah, very good matches, very back and forth on, especially of course these grand finals having been reset. Jubka 3-1, and then winning the second set 3-0 actually, after losing that losing the initial winners final set. So very well done to Jubka, who was knocked down from winners brackets, had to work his way all the way back up, had to do all that work to reset the bracket, and then even then winning that last set 3-0. Very well done Jubka. A lot of work that he had to put in there, but some good work, a good character switch from Jubka. And that concludes our slightly lengthened third week after that bracket reset. So well done to everyone involved.
Even when it's only 23 people, it's never quick.
Never quick at all. So well done to Kalark, our runner-up, Jubka, our champion, Lightning Wolf, who did manage to get to that losers finals, and everyone else who managed to make it into this week's bracket. Remember, we are going back for the beginners and intermediates tournaments. We are going back to the bi-weekly, so no beginners or intermediates tournament next week. But next week we do have, what do we have, Penguin?
We have our first EU Gold tournament, and that will be next Saturday, starting at the same time. So it'll be check-in at 6, and we'll be starting the tournament at 7 o'clock. We do need some more people to sign up, so if you are gold, or you think you will be gold by next week, feel free to sign up on the Discord. Should be in our bid schedules, I believe.
Yeah, it'll be in the channel. So I'm just going to post the Discord link here again, just for everyone's benefit in the chat. If you're not necessarily for tournaments, but we do have a lot of tournaments posted there. If you just want either general chat or to get sets easily against people in your region, in whatever region you're in, there's usually a healthy community for every region in the Discord. We are actually almost at 3,000 members, I believe.
I think we need like 10 more people,
Yeah,
and
I
then
think we just need 10, we're 10 members away from 3,000. 3,000 members in that chat.
Second
So
biggest
remember,
Street Fighter Discord.
If you can get into that Discord, that's 3,000 people that you could potentially body in that chat. Just think about that for a second, just a little bit. And if you aren't trying to body everyone in the chat, then you do have the option of coaching as well. We do have coaching. We have coaching nights from some good high-level players. I think over in the EU we have Poppy, Poppy from Sweden, who's a very high-level player, who actually did beat Infiltration at DreamHack a couple years ago in grand finals. So have some very good coaches there, some very experienced coaches with tournament experience, and you can just check in that Discord link there if you are interested in leveling up regardless of your level. So lots of good stuff ahead going for the Discord. Remember, gold tournament next week, and another week 4 of these of this tournament series, beginners and intermediates, will continue in 2 weeks time. But do check out that link, Discord link, and do join in the chat, join in the tournaments, join in coaching. And for now, that's us for this week's tournament. So well done to everyone who participated in this week.
Yep, well done. Thanks very much, guys. See you later.
Cheers for watching.